What is a crack-a-lackin' Ames gamers? Ames Games here, coming at you with another Outer Worlds news and talk video. Today we're going to be covering everything we know about the weapons in Outer Worlds. But so far we mostly only know about the science weapons, but I'm going to show you guys everything I've digged up through the gameplay videos and all the other various hours of talking that the developers have given to Game Informer. If you don't know already, Game Informer has exclusive coverage of the Outer Worlds, so I highly recommend that you check Game Informer out. In fact, I will leave a link in the description, but let's just go ahead and dive right into the video. In fact, let's just start this video off by speaking a little bit about what the science weapons do. And I'm taking a little clip from the article Game Informer gave us. Like I said again, I highly recommend checking it out, but it says the team at Obsidian isn't currently sharing any specific of science weapons beyond the shrink ray, which I'll display right here on the screen. Damn, does that thing look cool. But anyways, however, we do know that one of the melee options is internally referred to as the ugly stick. So I can only imagine what that do. It goes on to say, so that hints at some interesting effects. I'm just going to assume that it's going to turn a enemy character into being a ugly abomination, in which I'm hoping the status effect is him cowering or being very distraught that he has been turned into an ugly, creepy, freaking, freak or something like that. We also know that the threshold for craziness is pretty high. You can't just add some goofy ammo and make the cut. We had one science weapon that didn't go far enough, so they had a weapon that didn't go far enough, and now it's a regular weapon in the game. It was originally going to be a science weapon because it shot out bouncing fireballs. It's fun, but it's not crazy enough. So it sounds like these science weapons are going to be absolute insanity. I mean, this game does have a lot of dark Borderlands humor. And some of the old, I guess from what I've heard, I've never played the old Fallout games, but it has a lot of the old, dark Fallout humor and all of that into it. So a lot of these weapons are going to be humor based basically. And I don't know if you guys remember the scientist in the beginning, that he's unfreezing you, but he seems a little, quacky and all goofed up and stuff. But actually, before I say anything else, the science weapons are kind of reminding me off of the Wabbajack from either Skyrim or Oblivion. You guys are familiar with it, you better be familiar with Skyrim. I mean, come on, who isn't? But yeah, that weapon had a ton of weird ass effects on it and stuff like that. And in fact, if you are a combat based character, you're not going to be able to use this weapon. I mean, it sounds like you'll be able to use them, but your character won't know how to use them properly, or yeah, maybe your character won't know how to use them at all if your character is based just on combat. The scaling in this game and the leveling in this game, it sounds very RPG-ish, which is obviously it's an RPG, but you know how a lot of RPGs are kind of laying back and getting dumbed down. It seems like they are going full-on RPG, which is kind of what I expected from Obsidian and from the original creators of Fallout and the makers of Fallout New Vegas. And in fact, if you are horrible with science weapons, all you got to do is, give them to a companion that might have the skills and be worthy to use the science weapons. You won't have power over them, you won't be able to use them, but if you have a combat-based character, then probably give them to a science-based companion. If you're a science-based character, then obviously have fun with the weapons, and your combat-based allies are going to be the ones finishing off your enemies. Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and go over to the melee weapon. So this guy is switching off to this cool Scythe right now, and this is the only gameplay we have of a melee weapon right now besides your ally Sledgehammer, but we don't get to see your character using it. But look at the physical effects appearing on that weapon. That is really cool. The graphics of this game, I don't think they look the best in my personal opinion. I don't think they're the best looking graphics we've ever seen, but it does look really freaking cool. I really like the physical effects on that Scythe. Super hyped to use it, and it looks like, any RPG ever, melee builds are gonna be OP. That dude was just slicing through enemies, so I'm assuming if there is some type of power armor-esque utility in the game to get into that, or just having a high endurance based character and using your melee to take enemies out, I think you'll be pretty golden that way. Have like a melee slash shotgun build. That's pretty much every single first person shooter game I've ever played in my entire life. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's pretty much just Fallout. Okay, never mind. Yeah, melee slash shotgun build. That's a good one. Go with that. Alrighty, fools, now we're going to be getting, or at least touching a little bit on the weapon customization. So apparently it's going to be very similar to, you guessed it, Fallout 4's weapon customization. Now, it doesn't sound like you're going to be able to do it with melee weapons per se, just looking at them and listening to the developers talk, but there are specific weapons in the game that you can attach, like different magazines, different barrels, like literally everything, like make it shoot faster, make it like a one-shot, like literally customize it to how you want to play, like how your player style is and stuff like that. So it sounds like there's either going to be a crafting system in it, which I'm assuming there is going to be with how popular that is within a lot of RPG titles nowadays, or it's going to be at least a system to where you can trade out certain items in the weapon of your choosing. Alrighty guys, I do want to touch on the side quests again real quick, because there is something I just found that I forgot to mention when we were first going over them. So here's a little dev note. Question is, how do you get them? And here's what the dev's response was: explore, finish optional tasks, go looking for trouble. Some science weapons are easier to find than others, but most of them aren't handed you through the course of the main campaign. So that basically means like these weapons they're very special. Some of them are going to be easier to get, some of them are going to be harder to get, but basically what the dev's saying here is that these are very unique weapons, and even though maybe your character can't use them, it's going to be very beneficial for you to at least hand it off to a companion that can. Especially, you're going to want to see all the cool effects that go along, and it's going to make gameplay more interesting and fun. Now he continues on to say, they're a little rare, says the lead designer, Charles Staples. They're off the beaten path sometimes, but if you're exploring, these are some pretty big rewards for finding those side quests. So this is like, it sounds like we're going to have the main campaign, and you know, main campaigns, it's always good. Like, who doesn't like a good main campaign? It's going to be very interactive. You're going to love the story, and basically what they're getting at here, I think, is to entice you to do those side quests. I'm kind of relating this to Daedric quests in Skyrim, just because that's like my most familiar RPG. Like, side quests aren't the funnest, but there's a few of them that you want to do just to get that specific weapon. So it puts some major incentive there, because even if the quest isn't entertaining or interactive, at least you get a bomb-ass reward, and that makes it worthwhile. So that's basically it for finding these rare weapons, and I'm going to assume that this is going to go along with the same thing as finding other unique weapons, not just the science weapon. Maybe like a Gatling gun that shoots like twice as fast, or some weird gun that, like, handgun that shoots rockets, or some weird crap like that. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff like that in the game, but you're going to have to find the awesome side quest to do that first before you get it. But yeah, there's pretty much going to be every weapon type that you could imagine. But anyways, that is going to do it for today's video. If you'd like to go and smash that like button, I put out all the information that is out there for the weapons on the Outer Worlds. I will definitely make an update video as soon as we get more info on the weapons. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you check out my Discord, smash the like button if you like what you saw, subscribe for more awesome content, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.